I'd forgotten about this song at number 9 on my fantasy playlist, April the 9th, 1988. I was thinking to myself, man, when I looked at this playlist after, I haven't seen this playlist in years after I dug out all these old playlists out of a box, but I was thinking, man, what's a Houdini song doing in the top 10 on my fantasy playlist in 1988? And I listened to the video to refresh my memory, and now I get it now. This was a combination of hip-hop and rock and roll with some aggressive rapping. Houdini, Rock You Again and Again at number 9, up 5 notches from number 14 on my fantasy playlist. Man, these are some jams. You know, the thing about Houdini, if you go back to 1983 and 1984, Houdini was one of these hip rap bands. You never heard them on pop radio. They would not be. You would never hear them on pop radio, and they were strictly on urban and R&B radio stations, and they were jamming. Houdini from Brooklyn. They formed back in 1981. There was a trio featuring one of them was Grandmaster D on the turntables, and they're up there. They're one of the pioneers of hip hop. They're up there with Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Five, and the Fat Boys. They were managed by Russell Simmons, the brother of Joseph Run Simmons of Run DMC. As a matter of fact, the song I'm going to play for you, Rock You Again and Again by Houdini, this sounds a bit like Rock Box by Run DMC, which came out back around 1984. They signed with Jive Records, which interestingly enough, it was a London-based indie record label they signed with in 1982. They put out their first album in 1983 called Houdini and Haunted House of Rock. And they also, now Thomas Dolby, remember the synth pop meister Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science fame. He produced one of the tracks off that album called Magic One, and then Escape came out in 1984. Oh, it broke him in. The Freaks come out at night, baby. They were throwing it down. 5 minutes of funk, friends, on that CD, Escape. And now fast forward a little bit to 1987. They came out with Open Sesame. This was somewhat of a departure from the old school beats, hip hop beats, and the catchy melodies. They went for a more harder sound, and they were very more aggressive sound vocally, and they had more guitar on this, sampled more guitar. Particularly on this record I'm going to play for you, Rock You Again and Again by Houdini. This did not chart on R&B, but boy, I think I probably saw this on Video Vibrations on BET, because BET's Video Vibrations and Video Soul, they were more flexible than the R&B stations, FM R&B stations, as far as what they played. Well, particularly here in the South anyway. Particularly here in Tuscaloosa. All right, number 9. Man, this was a treat. Houdini, Rock You Again and Again.